Welcome back, everybody, to the San Diego Padres draft-only franchise. We are at opening day 2028, season 3 for us in this franchise. We are on the road at Arizona. Alec Marsh is going to be taking on Brandon Pfaadt in the opener, and we're going to show you not this entire game. We'll show you highlights from this game, and we also have an opening day down in AAA. Cruz Schoolcraft taking on Landon Knack. Show you highlights from that game, and then down in AA, Jackson Wolf take on Alfonso Costa, and we'll show you selected highlights from that one. Want to get through the 3 opening days, and then I want to progress all the way through the month of May. That's going to include this date right here where we get a first look at our draft prospects, so you'll see that, and then we'll have gameplay through the rest of the episode through these 2 months. So we'll get some early action with the opening days, get the draft prospects, and then show selected action as necessary based on how the season's going at each level, which guys are hot, which guys are struggling, and move through there. So this episode might be a little bit longer, might be a little closer to 2 hours long. We'll just see how it goes. But we're going to have 3 episodes in this season. We're going to have the first one here, April and May. Next one's June and July. That includes the draft in the middle of it and the trade deadline and the revealing of the prospect ratings. And then the last episode will wrap up August and September. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have some September call-ups with guys making their major league debuts. Probably Cruz Schoolcraft, maybe even Cash Mayfield unless he comes up earlier. Not sure about Ethan Salas. It's a possibility, him and or Alvarez, but pretty soon we're going to need to start getting these guys up to the major leagues because they're already better than guys we have on the team. So let's get into these opening day games as we start the season on the road at Arizona. And here we are, opening day 2028. Our San Diego Padres travel to Arizona, get this first game in against a division rival. We have Alec Marsh on the mound against Brandon Pfaadt, so hopefully a good pitching matchup today. And just to let you know, we are the top-rated farm system in all of baseball, and you can see what the game thinks our leaders will be by category. But we have 9 top 100 players. So we move from 25th up to 1 in 2 off seasons. And there's Brandon Pfaadt right there. Great numbers for him last year. 2.85 ERA, 106 WHIP, 16-9 record. We have our hands full today with this guy. And first man up is going to be right fielder Austin Hendrick. First pitch of the 2028 season is a bunt down the third base line. Scooped there by Troy. Throw to first, and he just gets him. So Hendrick trying to catch him napping. Just bunted it a little bit too hard. And you can see the rest of our lineup there as we've moved Jonathan Long to third base this year. Isaac's going to play first. Blaze Jordan's going to get first crack at DH. New left fielder AJ Vukovic got in Rule 5. And same thing at short with Seaver King because of the injury. He's going to play shortstop to start the season. There's the season Long had last year. Just missed winning Rookie of the Year. And he's ahead in the count 2-0. Here's the pitch from Pfaadt. And there's a ground ball off the pitcher's foot. And he's going to be safe. Just safe at first. So there we go. Get our first base runner with a base hit off the pitcher. And that'll bring in our best player, Jackson Merrill. See his numbers last year. A little bit down from the year before. And that's just because we don't have enough support in the lineup. Not going to have as many men on base all the time for him to drive him in. Here's a 3-2 pitch. There's a tapper to third base. Throw to second for 1. Relay to first. And a 5-4-3 double play gets Arizona out of the top of the first to get a man on. Can't get him in. This game is scoreless now as we head to the bottom of the first inning. And on the mound for the Padres, Alec Marsh. See what he did for us last year. 7-14, 4.30 ERA, 142 WHIP. Definitely the best pitcher we have in our rotation. Hopefully he can improve on those numbers this year. Going to count on him to keep us in a lot of games early, and hopefully our offense will catch up. And his first pitch of the 2028 season is low for a ball. Valdo Perdomo, the leadoff man for Arizona right there. This is a very talented lineup for Arizona. Count goes full. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive over short into left field, so Arizona is going to get their first man on base, leadoff man. And that'll bring in the dangerous Corbin Carroll. See his numbers last year. Great power numbers. Average is a little bit low, but everything else looks really good. 1 on, nobody out. 1-2 count on him. Here's the pitch from Marsh. There's a tapper in front of the plate. Marsh gets it, and a throw to first, and he beats it out. So Marsh got there quickly, but he didn't get rid of the ball quickly. There's like no urgency in this game for fielders at some time, and Carroll's just way too fast. So now they get the first 2 men on base. You see how close it was, and it really wasn't even that close. So first 2 guys single, in trouble already with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Now to bring in their catcher, Gabriel Moreno. So he had a good season. A little bit light on the home runs and power for an RBI for hitting third in the lineup. He's behind 1 and 2. Here's a pitch. There's a line shot into center field. That's going to drop. Perdomo's going to score. Merrill throws it back in, and the Diamondbacks are going to have men at first and third and nobody out. The first 3 men all reach on singles. Definitely not the way we wanted to start the season. And that'll bring in their new first baseman, Tristan Casas. First pitch to him is swung on a miss for a strike. Casas came over as a free agent from the Red Sox in the offseason. He's behind 0-2. Here's a pitch from Marsh. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. Nice paint job there, and it's our first out. Very important that was a strikeout. See their lineup, very loaded. Hey, look, Luis Garcia. Just saw him in our Washington series hitting 5th. And there he is. The man with 96, 98 clutch. It's going to be tough AB here. See his numbers last year, not that great. He's behind 1 and 2. Can we get a double play? Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into left field. Vukovic racing back, and he'll catch that. Carroll's going to tag. He's going to score as the throw comes back in, and Moreno holds it first. Now we're down 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring in Johnny DeLuca, former Dodger, former Tampa Bay Ray. Very quick on the base paths. Good defense, not the greatest bat. He's behind 0-1. 1 on, 2 out. There's a pop-up, foul ball, first base side. Xavier Isaac goes over in front of the dugout, and he's got it. So get out of the inning, give up 3 straight singles to start the inning. Down 2-0 as we go to the second inning. Isaac, Anderson, and Jordan coming up. There he is. Xavier Isaac was in the Rookie of the Year race most of the year, kind of fell off middle of August. And that batting average really tanked, dropped about 40 points off the average. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Fott. There's a line shot into right field. Corbin Carroll steps a few steps over. He's going to have that, and that's the first out here in the second inning. Now bring in Max Anderson, our B potential second baseman. A lot of pop in his bat. Pushed him up higher in the order. Actually might end up pushing him up even higher. Kind of depends on how they hit at the top of the order. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a pop-up on the infield. Perdomo at the edge of the outfield grass. Takes that, and that's the second out. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring in Blaze Jordan. Part-time player last year. Going to let him get the first shot at DH. Got a lot of power. We need power in this lineup wherever we can find it. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Fott. And he swings and misses and strikes out on the slider. So we get down 1-2-3 here at the top of the second inning. Go to the bottom half. Trailing 2-0. And first man up for Arizona, Jose Fernandez. Infielder playing DH today. So he's got pop in his bat, not the greatest batting average. Marsh behind 1-0. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into right field. Hendrick racing back to the track, and it's off the wall. Gets by him. Merrill backing it up, throws the ball back in, and he's going to be in, sliding safely with a leadoff triple. Good thing Merrill was there. That might have been an inside the park home run as that bounced way away from Hendrick. Here's the replay. Good opposite field power. Wasn't sure if that was going to stay in the park or Hendrick's going to catch it against the wall. But it clanks off the wall, bounces away, and thank God we have a great center fielder there to hold him to a leadoff triple. Now we're in danger already of giving up another run. Left fielder Ryan Waldschmidt stepping in. I got a bunch of guys with numbers in the 70s and 80s they need to fix on every team. I'll take care of that after this game. 2-2 count on Waldschmidt. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. Big strikeout there with a man on third and less than 2 out. It's his second K of the game. That'll bring in third baseman Tommy Troy. Another one with a high number I need to fix. He's a shortstop, but he's starting at third base today. Heading to count 3-1. Walk's not going to be the worst thing. We can set up a double play. And there is ball 4. So minute at the corners now with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Arizona leading 2-0. Now take us back to the top of the order. Geraldo Perdomo with that base hit to left field. Scored the first run of the game. Need a pop-out, strikeout, double play. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And strike 3 called on the outside corner at the knees. Nice pitching there by Marsh. Another huge strikeout, his third of the game. See this replay. Ump cam paints the outside. Now it's going to take a hit from Carroll to score a run. An RBI single his first time. He scored his second run of the game. 2 on, 2 out. 1-2 count. Can he get another punch out? Oh, it's a wild pitch to the backstop. And that's going to score the third run. So overcooked four-seamer there. Got away from Fernandez. See this replay. Had no chance. Way inside. A lot of room behind the backstop here, and he was able to score. If that was at home, he might not have. So now we're down 3-0. Carroll, 2-2 count on him. Man on second with 2 outs. There's a high fly ball into center field. Jackson Merrill over, and he's going to settle and have that. So Arizona gets a hit and a walk, score a run on a wild pitch. They're up 3-0 now as we head to the third inning. And we're actually going to skip ahead to the top of the fourth. Nothing happened for either team in the third. Austin Hendricks going to lead things off. See, he grounded out his first time. Behind an account 1-2. There's a pitch from Fott. And swings and misses and strikes out on a high four-seamer. So 1 up, 1 down here to start the fourth inning. See, that's a fourth K for Fott. That'll bring in Jonathan Long. Singled his first time. Ground ball off the pitcher's heel. He was wiped out on a double play. Count goes full. There's a pitch from Fott. And jam shot pop-up just into the outfield grass. Short right field. And he caught there by Garcia for the second out. That'll bring in Jackson Merrill into that double play to end the first inning. Nobody on and 2 out. Down 3-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Fott. There's a high fly ball into left field. Waldschmidt racing back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone! Jackson Merrill, Oppo Taco, puts the Padres on the board. Our first run of the season, first home run of the season. And that's our best player doing what best players are supposed to do and lead the way. So there we go. Got to get him some help in this lineup. See the replay. Outside pitch. Drives it the other way. There we go. Laser beam. Waldschmidt just ran out of room. Now we're down 3-1. Now bring in Isaac. Lined out his first time. See if he can get on base and keep this 2-out rally going. Down and count 1-2. Here's a pitch from Fott. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. I thought it was a little outside and low, but Jackson Merrill gets us on the board, cuts it down to a 2-run deficit as we head to the bottom of the fourth. And we're going to skip ahead all the way to the top of the sixth. Not much going on. Both pitchers pitching well. First pitch of the inning to Seaver King is a line shot into left field, and Waldschmidt's going to have that for the first out. King looking for his first major league hit still. Playing in his debut today, and that'll bring in Austin Hendrick back to the top of the order. First pitch to him. It's a pop-up on the infield. Tommy Troy racing in between third and the pitcher's mound, and he'll take that for the second out. We got to find somebody in this lineup who can get on base. In front of Jackson Merrill. That'll bring in Jonathan Long. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Nobody on, 2 out. Down by 2 here in the sixth. 3-1 count. On Long and a pitch and check swing. Did he go? And first base ump says no. So all right, we'll take that. A 2-out walk. We get a man on right in front of Jackson Merrill. What I was asking for. 1 for 2 with a double play and a solo shot his last time up. See if he can find a gap somewhere. Spot comes set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball to right center, and that one's way out of here. Holy cow, he put it up on the concourse above the pool. I don't think I've ever... 460, wow. He put that someplace I've never seen, not even in real life watching games in this ballpark. 110 miles an hour, 460 above the pool, and this game is tied. Wow, look at this replay. That pitch was belt high, and he belted it. And look at this towering shot. Wow. What a mammoth shot there. And all of a sudden, this game's tied thanks to Jackson Merrill's bat. And I'll bring in Xavier Isaac. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a lineout. I'm still shy. I've never seen a ball hit there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a line drive into left field, and Waldschmidt has it knee high for the third out. But Jackson Merrill does it again. Second home run of the game, 2-run shot, ties this game up as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Luis Garcia stepping in. He's 0 for 1. Sac fly. Behind in the count, 0-2. Josh Winkowski on the mound now for the Padres. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. There we go. Good way to start the bottom of the 6th. It's Winkowski's second strikeout of the day. And that'll bring in Johnny DeLuca, who's 0 for 2 with a K. Need our bullpen to keep this game close now. Here's the 0-1 pitch to DeLuca, and there's a ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Anderson. The ball gets away, and DeLuca's going to be on. He's way too fast, so kept it in the infield. Couldn't make the play. Arizona has a man on now with 1 out for Jose Fernandez, who tripled his last time up. Scored on a wild pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball low. Runner goes. Throw down, and DeLuca's in safe, so he steals second base. Gets rid of the double play possibility. Now we have a man on second and 1 out. Can't wait for Salas to get up here and kind of control some of the running game. Here's a fly ball into right field towards the line. Racing over is Hendrick. Foul territory. He's got it. Runner tags. He's going to go to third on the play. So now Arizona will have a man on third with 2 outs. Going to take a hit to get him in. Now bring in Ryan Waldschmidt. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. A lot of strikeouts for the Arizona batters today. He's behind 0-2. Getting a punch out. Not give up a run this inning. Here's the pitch from Winkowski, and it's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Anderson, and he can't come up with a clean throw to first, and Waldschmidt beats it out for an infield RBI single as Arizona takes a 4-3 lead. Man, if he could just come up with those balls, that's 2 infield hits. So they're going to score a run without getting a hit out of the infield. Winkowski used a little bit better ground ball luck here. Now bringing Tommy Troy 0 for 1 with a walk. Arizona has 1 on now and 2 out. See if we can shut down this 2-out rally. Full count on Troy. Here's the pitch. There's a line shot into right field. It's going to drop in front of Hendrick for another base hit. Throw comes back in, and Arizona's going to have men at the corners with 2 out. They had 1 on and 2 outs, and now all of a sudden they're up 4-3. You have 2 on, 2 out for Perdomo, who's 1 for 3 with a single. See if we can limit the damage here. Only give up 1 run in the inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to second base. Grab there. Throw. Oh, and he throws it, and he's off the bag. Throw back to first, and he beats it out. Bad throw by Anderson, who's having a tough inning at second, and that's going to be an error. And it's going to be 5-3. Should have ended the inning. It's a third ball that he hasn't fielded cleanly. He actually got that one cleanly, but he made a bad throw, and now we're going back to the pen as Winkowski giving up 2 runs he didn't deserve to give up in the inning. We're going to bring in the lefty, Brandon Waddell. See his great numbers last season. Another one of those Rule 5 draft picks that worked out wonderful. He's going to face the lefty, Corbin Carroll, who's 1 for 3 with a single. 2 on, 2 outs. Down 5-3 now. Carroll behind 0-2. Here's a pitch. There's a line shot into left field down the line. That's going to get down. Another run's going to score. Vukovic gets the ball back in. Here's the relay from King, and he is out at the plate. So they only get 1 on the double by Carroll, but they respond big. 3-run bottom of the 6th inning as Arizona goes back up 3 as we head to the 7th. And we're going to skip ahead to the top of the 9th. Still 6-3. Not much going on for either team on the offensive side. And Arizona's closer, Justin Martinez, is going to come in and try and slam the door and get the save here on opening day. He had 42 saves last year, but that's an elevated ERA and whip. Nobody on, 2 out. Blaze Jordan's 1 for 3 with a double today, our last hope. Need a couple of base runners to have a chance here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a ground ball up the middle. Garcia backhands it, spins, throws, and he just gets him at first base. Jordan doesn't have the greatest wheels. And the Diamondbacks hang on, rally, get a 6-3 win here on opening day. That's how we start 2028 season. Brandon Pfaadt 1-0 now. Winkowski takes the tough luck loss. And Justin Martinez gets his first save of the season. Check out the box score. 2 hits for Long, 2 hits for Merrill, both home runs, strikes in 3. After that, only 1 hit, the bottom half of the order. That was Jordan's double. So 5 hits, 2 walks. Got to get more offensive help from everybody below Merrill in the lineup. Marsh, 3 runs over 4 2/3. Winkowski, 3 runs, 2 earned. Rough inning for him. Waddell and Avila pitched great after that. Flip on over to the Arizona side. 2 hits for Carroll, 3 hits for Moreno, all singles. 10 hits on the day, 2 walks, had a double and a triple, fought 3 runs over 6 innings. The bullpen only gave up 2 hits, no runs in the final 3, and we take the opening day loss. Now we're going to head down to AAA, where El Paso is going to visit Oklahoma City for the AAA opening day. On the mound for the Comets, Landon Knack, see what he did with the Dodgers back in 2025. We're going to give you select highlights. I'm not going to give you a bunch of live action. We'll just go through the highlights of this game. Kevin Alvarez going to lead things off. He's the player we acquired from Houston in the Tatis trade in year 1, hoping for big things out of him. And he's going to drive this pitch into left field, and that's how we get the season started with a base hit. Good job there by Alvarez. So we get our first man on base. That'll bring in the DH, Jose Miranda, former Major League player. And he's going to draw a walk, so we get 2 men on and nobody out. That's going to bring in our catcher, Ethan Salas. Can't wait to get him up to the major leagues. The first pitch from Knack to him is a long fly to right, and that one is way out of here. As El Paso is going to start the season with a 3-run bomb by our number 1 hitting prospect, Ethan Salas. There we go, quick 3-0 lead. And Cruz Schoolcraft has gone the mound today for El Paso. We gave him that big 3-0 lead to start things out. See his pitch mix there. Big strikeout left-hander. He's 6'8", and he is going to have a really good opening day. Take to that early lead. 3-2 count, and the pitch, and it's a strikeout of Logan Davidson to end the first inning. First of many for Schoolcraft. Back up here in the bottom of the 5th. English at the plate, and he strikes out as well, as he would end up with 8 strikeouts on the day. Nick Fortis gets this ground ball to second base, and that would be the 17th straight batter retired by Schoolcraft to start the season, and that'll bring in Josue DePaula. How good is their lineup in Oklahoma City when DePaula is hitting 9th in the order? And the 1-0 pitch from Schoolcraft is lined into right center field. That would be the first base runner he would allow, as DePaula breaks up the perfect game with this double. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Absolutely wonderful start by Schoolcraft. And Mike Sirota, one of their other top prospects, would step in, and he would strike out there to end the inning. So Schoolcraft, 6 innings, 1 hit, 8 strikeouts. Excellent start to his season. Can't wait for him to get up to the majors either. And then we would turn things over to the bullpen at that point. Bradley Rodriguez, he has numbers with the Padres back in 2025. 3-2 count on Carlos Cortes. He is a ground ball base hit up the middle, and that's how they started the bottom of the 7th inning. Their second hit of the game. That would bring in Ben Cowles. 1 on and 2 out. Trying to get out of this inning, not giving up any runs. 1-2 pitch from Rodriguez was a little blooper in the center field, and that would drop for a base hit. So now you're going to have 2 men on and 2 men out. Oklahoma City trying to stage a comeback. Bo Lawrence, their DH, steps in now. First pitch from Rodriguez. There's a line shot into right center field. Same place DePaula hit his, and that's off the wall. Throw comes back in. And just like that, the Comets get 2 runs on the play, cut this lead back down to a 3-2 lead. Now would bring in Josue DePaula. See, 1 for 2 with a double. That last at-bat, that double broke up the perfect game. Batting here in the bottom of the 8th, still 3-2 El Paso. Rick Mock on the mound, and here's a shot in left center field. That's going to get down. Another extra base hit for DePaula as our bullpen struggling to keep this lead right now. Comets getting all the momentum at this point. Carlos Cortes, who singled his last time, steps in. The 0-1 pitch to him is a ground ball base hit past first base. Round third is DePaula, throw to the plate, and he is just safe. And just like that, the game is tied, and Schoolcraft cannot get the win. Back to the bullpen. Cameron Borthwick's going to come in here in the 9th inning. Tie game. Tristan English, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Glad to see someone other than Schoolcraft on the mound. Borthwick's 0-1 pitch is lined into right center field, and that ball is going to get down and be the 3rd double to that exact same spot in the outfield. Throw comes back in, and the Comets have the winning run at second with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Like I said, our bullpen been a problem for years. His problem in this game is Bo Lawrence, that 2-run double. Last time up, steps in. Full count on him. The pitch from Borthwick is a ground ball past third base, and that's going to win the ball game for Oklahoma City as they come from behind, win this game 4-3. Walk-off base hit by Lawrence, and they had no business winning this game. Schoolcraft with an absolutely phenomenal start that gets wasted because the bullpen can't get people out. And Oklahoma City wins in a thriller for them on opening day. Check out this box score. Only had 3 hits in the game, 4 walks, 3 hits, and all runs came on that home run by Salas in the first inning. Need more offense out of these guys as well, especially as you see, the bottom half of the lineup did nothing. Schoolcraft, 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 8 Ks. All 3 guys out of the pen gave up runs. We gave up 4 runs in 2 1/3 innings, and that is not good. Got to do much better out of the bullpen. Flip on over to the Comets side. 2 hits for Cordes, 2 hits for Lawrence, 2 hits for DePaula, 10 strikeouts. We hit 4 doubles, all late in the game. Knack, not a bad start. The bullpen shut us down until their offense could wake up, and we lose a heartbreaker on opening day here down in AAA. Well, that opening road trip to Arizona did not go well. We saw the opening day loss. Game 2, we got pounded 8-0. Only had 4 hits, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. Randy Vasquez, on his return to the Padres, did not do well. 6 hits, 2 walks, 6 earned runs in less than 2 innings. Brito with 4 1/3 shutout. Then Sugar gave up 2 more as they hit just 1 home run. 14 hits, though, as Corbin Burns pitched a gem. Game 3, you lose 5-4, so we got swept. Yainer Fernandez with a 3-run shot. Jackson Merrill and A.J. Vukovic with hits, 2 hits apiece. Vukovic, one of those, the first one was his first Major League hit. Seaver King had his first Major League hit in Game 2. Crisp hit 3 runs over 5 innings. Yariel Rodriguez blew the save, and then Edmund Phillips lost it in the 10th. Down in AAA, lost Game 2, 3-2. 3 hits for Miranda, 3 hits for Veras, 2 for Kai Roberts. Mayfield pitched well. Bullpen blew that one. And then they get their first win on Sunday as Miguel Mendez, 7 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. See, 3 hits for Miranda, 2 for Veras, 2 for Acuna. Veras with a home run. Mendez, 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Mock and Cox shut him down the last 2 innings. So that's where we stand right now. And we have our home opener here. White Sox come to town. Noah Schultz against Riley Fry. We're not going to show that, but I will see if we have any custom game entry situations here, critical situations, whatever. We'll get through this first week because this date right here on the 1st is when we get to look at the draft prospects for this draft for the first time. And I'm going to keep saying it. We pick first overall. So we're going to have the best shot at getting a really good player that we've had this entire franchise. First game, Riley Fry, Noah Schultz. And there's a situation. We're up 2-1, top of the 9th, tying run on first. Murakami at the plate. Let's see if Rodriguez can keep from blowing this one. All right. 1 on, nobody out. First pitch is a strike. There we go. Good start. See Murakami 1 for 3 with a double tonight. Hit 41 home runs last year. Not a good average, so it put his OPS under 800. Rodriguez 0-1 pitch is strike 2 on the corner. There we go. Ahead in the count 2-0. And the 0-2 pitch is a ground ball to third. Snag there. Throw to second for 1. Relay to first. And there we go. 5-4-3 double play. Wipes out that base runner. Gives us 2 outs. See this replay. Jonathan Long moves to his left well. Grabs that. Quick, easy turn. Jump throw there by Anderson. Didn't need that, but there we go. So now Miguel Vargas will step in. He is the tying run, but there's nobody on and 2 out, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. See his numbers last year. Not very good either with the average in OPS. Does have an RBI single tonight for their only run. Rodriguez, 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Grab there. Throw to first. And there we go. Rodriguez, double play and a ground out to short. And we get the win, our first win of the season in our home opener, as it should be. Check the box score here. 4 hits allowed, only 1 walk. Schultz didn't pitch badly at all. Our side, 2 hits for Vukovic, He hits cleanup against lefties. Had 7 hits in the game, 3 walks, no extra base hits. Fry 1 run over 6 innings. Bullpen does a great job this time, and there we go. We get the win on opening day at home. All right, game 2, Frank Mazzucato against Drew Thorpe. And we got a situation here. We are down 5-4, bottom of the 9th, tying run at first. AJ Vukovich at the plate. Grant Taylor on the mound. Let's see if we can get this game tied up or better. Here's Vukovich's night, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. 4 for 15 on the season. Taylor's already got 12 pitches, so he must have finished off the last half inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a strike at the knees. Vukovich behind 1-2 now. Here's the pitch, and strikes out on a high fastball, his 3rd K of the night. That'll bring in Yainer Fernandez, hitting .077 on the year. He does have a 3-run homer, so he could give us a walk-off win here as he swings through strike 1. 1 hit for the season. That was a 3-run shot. Might need to bring Ethan Salas up much quicker than I really want to. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball. Snagged at first base. Throws to second for 1. Relay to first, and they get him. 3-6-3 double play. Great play by Murakami, and the Sox hang on and win this game 5-4. Check this box score. Miguel Vargas with a 3-run homer. Edgar Carroll leading off. Wow. 2 hits for him. 2 hits for Colson Montgomery. 3 for Acuna. Vargas with the home run, like I said. Acuna with 2 steals. Thorpe, 2 runs over 6 innings. Our side, 2 hits for Long, 2 RBI. 2 hits for Anderson. We had 3 walks. We hit 3 home runs. Long, Anderson, and Hendrick. Merrill with a steal. Mazzucato, if I can say his name right. 2 runs over 5 innings. Sugart was terrible. 3 runs in an inning and 3rd, and that was the difference in the ball game. And now game 3, see if we can win the series. Alec Marsh facing Shane Smith. We have a situation here. Could walk it off. We have men on first and second, 1 out in the 9th, 1-1 tie. Sir Anthony Dominguez on the mound facing Seaver King. All right, Seaver, 0 for 2 on the day. Big hit here. Give us the walk-off win as the first pitch is inside for a ball. He's 4 for 17 on the season. Walking a stolen base today. King behind in the count, 1-2. Got that winning run out there at second base. Need to stay away from the double play. Here's the pitch from Dominguez. And strike 3 on the outside corner. And that's the second out of the inning. At least it wasn't a double play. And they're going to go to the pen. They're going to bring in the right-hander, Mike Vassell. He's coming in to face Austin Hendrick as we go back to the top of the order. Again, winning run out there at second base. 2 outs now. First pitch gets away from the catcher to the backstop. Both runners move up. So now it's second and third and 2 out, and that takes care of the force play. After 4 straight foul balls, we still have a 2-2 count. Winning run at third. 2 outs here in the 9th. And the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out, and the Padres strand 2 runners. And this game's going to extra innings. And we're going to skip all the way ahead to the bottom of the 12th inning. Both teams put up 3 runs in the 10th inning. So you got a 4-4 tie. We have 2 on, 1 out, just like the last situation. This time Blaze Jordan up. Jackson Merrill the winning run at second base. Let's see if he can get it done this time. All right, Blaze. 1 for 4 on the night. First pitch. Strike right there at the knees. See his season 182. No home runs, no RBI. Perfect time for your first. John Schreiber on the mound for Chicago. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Tapped foul. Jordan behind the count now 0-2. Strikeout's better than double play. Here's a pitch. And there's a little flare over second, and it's going to drop. Merrill had to wait to see if it was going to be caught, and the throw comes back in. And now we have the bases loaded and only 1 out here in the 12th. The little, excuse me, jam shot. See the replay. Gets in on him, hits it off the end of the bat. And that'll bring in Kevin Kilpatrick. Must have pinch hit for somebody. First pitch to him is strike right down the middle. 1 for 1 with a 3-run double in the 10th inning. So he did come in and pinch hit and clear the bases. Just need a fly ball. Get it out of the infield. Got a fast man at third base in Merrill. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out on a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Off the plate. They're going back to the pen. And bring in the right-hander, Wickelman Gonzalez. See his year so far. He's going to face Yainer Diaz. Going to need a base hit. Give us the win. He's 1 for 5 tonight. Pitches inside off the plate for ball 1. He's up to 2 hits on the season now. Count goes even at 1 on Fernandez. Come on, just a little bleeder, a little floater. Fouled straight back, so now he's down 1-2. Gonzalez comes set. Here's the pitch to Fernandez, and swings and misses and strikes out. And we just can't come through on camera in the clutch tonight. And the White Sox would outlast us, win this game 6-4 as Gonzalez gets the win. Yariel Rodriguez takes the loss, and the Sox win the series 2-1. Look at this box score. 3 hits for Antonacci, 2 hits for Madrath. He had 8 hits and 4 walks in the game. Madrath and Antonacci with home runs. Shane Smith, really good start. Grant Taylor blew the save. Actually, they credited Leisure with the blown save, but Taylor's the one that put the runners on base. Our side, 2 hits for Hendrick, 2 hits for Merrill, 2 hits for Isaac, 2 hits for Blaze Jordan, 3 RBIs for Kilpatrick with that pinch hit double. We had 4 walks. We struck out 19 times. We had 3 doubles in the game. Alec Marsh, 1 run over 5 2/3. Colby Allard gives up 3 runs, 2 earned. Rodriguez gives up 2 runs, 1 earned. There we go. Another loss. Now we've reached the AA opening day where the Missions are going to play against the Sod Poodles, and we're going to player lock with Shannon Valdez. I'm not going to show the whole game. We'll just show his at-bats and see what he can do as a starting second baseman now, although he might be DHing. I'm not sure what the lineup is for this game just yet, so let's hop in and find out. On the mound today for us, Jackson Wolf, the left-hander. And pick it up here, bottom of the first, nobody on. 1 out. Shannon Valdez playing DH today is going to step in and face Mitch Bratt. All right, first pitch of the new year to Valdez is a strike, low and away. Got to work on his defense, got to work on his power. Mostly interested in the power at this point. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bratt. And it's a rip past third base in the left field. So there we go, got a base hit. We know he can hit. Just got to get him some extra base power, and he's going to get our first base hit of the season. We would strand him there. And the Sod Poodles break through with 3 runs here in the top of the third. RBI double by Gonzalez, 2-run homer by Richards. Another run driven in by Elas. I'm going to pick it up here. Bottom of the third, down 4-0. Got a leadoff hit. Double play wiped him out, so Valdez comes up with nobody on and 2 out. All right, Shannon. Line drive past third for a single in his first at-bat. Takes a pitch right down the middle for strike 1. If he's not going to develop a bunch of power, I could still use him as a leadoff man. He's got decent speed. Up at the major league level at some point. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball, medium center field. That's going to be caught. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And Jacob Reimer, bases loaded, single drives in 2. We are down 4-2 now. Double by Dean makes it 5-2. Pick it up, bottom of the 5th. Down 5-2. Shannon Valdez going to lead it off. See if he can get an inning going here. Get some runs on the board now. Lefty Mitch Bratt still on the game, on the mound. For the Sod Poodles, there's a shot way down the left side. Strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Valdez, and he chases, and that's an 0-2 count now. Pitch number 70 from Bratt on the way. There's a high fly ball into shallow right field, and that will be caught, and that's the first out of the inning. RBI single by Wells makes it 5-3. We have 2 on and 1 out for Verdugo. He lines out, so now big RBI chance here for Valdez. Like I said, 2 on, 2 out, down by 2 here in the 6th. With the right-hander Isaiah Campbell on the mound, switch hitting Valdez going to bat left-handed for the first time today. First pitch, swings through that. Strike 1. Shannon's got to protect now, down 0-2. Got to get something he can drive. Here's the pitch. He fouls that off, stays alive. Reset, 0-2 count, 2 on, 2 out. Down 2 here in the 6th. Another foul ball. Valdez evens it up at 2-2. Looking for 1 pitch to drive. Here it comes. It's a ground ball. Third base. Grab there. Throw across his body and gets him. Nice play by the third baseman to keep this at 5-3 in favor of the Sod Poodles. 2-run shot. All of a sudden it's 8-3. Jason Wells, RBI double, drives in 2. Now we're back to being down 3. Verdugo walks. So again, tying run at the plate in Shannon Valdez here in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out. All right, lefty Alonzo Calderon on the mound. So Valdez switches back to hitting right. He's 1 for 3 from that side tonight. Tapper foul for strike 1. Even if he doesn't get him in, at least move him up. Get him in scoring position, both of them. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball into medium center field. That's going to be caught, not deep enough for the runners to move up. Although he is going to go. Wow. Okay, well, aggressive there at second base. We'll stay right here with Blake Hunt. And at the corners and 1 out, he's still the tying run. That pitch is low. Actually, we're going to go to the sim. Blake Hunt strikes out. Castillon doubles. It's 8-7. Weidman strikes out. So we get it all the way back to 1-run deficit as we head to the 9th. But it wasn't enough as Amarillo hangs on, wins this game 8-7. Mitch Bratt gets the win. Jackson Wolf the loss. And Brandon Garcia gets his first save of the season. Check the box score. 4 hits for Robert Richards, including a home run. Caleb Roberts hit a home run as well. They had 12 hits, 4 walks, 3 doubles. Bratt pitched okay. Bullpen was shaky till the very end. Our side, 2 hits for Sanabria, 3 hits for Reimer, 3 hits for Case and Wells. Had 4 walks in the game, a couple of doubles. Wolf did not pitch well, neither did Fitterer or Sanchez, and we fell just short. And now we get our first look at this draft class. You can see in the upper left-hand corner, we have the first overall pick thanks to the lottery. Don't have any PPI or other secondary picks, so our next pick won't be until the second round at 43. Then we pick at 81, 111, 141, 171. And let's get a look at this class. Let's go like the top 10 or 15 or so, and then we'll go by position. So we got Tyler Hewitt. I remember him from the last draft. Didn't take him, but I remember him. So he didn't sign. And his numbers there look pretty decent across the board. 5-pitch mix. Looks like he's going to have good stamina, good strikeouts against righties. Jamal Carpenter. These guys are both 19. Carpenter looks more like a reliever with that stamina. He'd have to come in on the higher side. Good pitch mix there. Has some good green numbers as well on his fastball. Pablo Castillo, another 19-year-old starting pitcher. He looks pretty decent across the board. Matt Chavez, our first hitter, 19-year-old, only has a 14-point gap. Good batting skills there. Does have a 99 on his durability, so that's going to knock him down some. Juan Acevedo, an older 21-year-old pitcher. He's one of those guys that actually could come in as being a semi-generational. Don't like the clutch. Everything else looks pretty decent. Juan Mora, another older starting pitcher. Much better clutch than the other guy. Only a 3-pitch mix. Scott Zapata, older 22-year-old shortstop. And I see a 99 over there on sack bunt. So he's not going to come in at the top. This is probably going to knock his power, his hitting, everything down into the 40s. James Quintana, 18-year-old, our first 18-year-old, 65-99 potential guy. And he's got at least 2 99s, so that's going to knock him down. That's probably going to knock his hitting down into the high 40s, maybe even low 40s. That's not good. Good power, though, against lefties. Jeff Emery is shortstop, 18-year-old guy. And he has no 99, so that's good. He's not generational because his power is lower than his contact, but he still looks like a good prospect. Does bat left-handed. I want to try to stay away from as many left-handed bats as we can because we have a ton of them already, but I won't automatically disqualify him. Brad Spence, what is he, 22-year-old. He's only topped out at 89, and he has a 99 on steal, so that's going to knock everything down. Andres Hernandez, 18-year-old guy here, and he's got several 99, so I'm automatically not as interested in him right away. Sean Urban, third base. There we go. This is what I'm looking at. See, everything is flat. They're all in the 70s and 60s, no 90s at all. This guy could be generational. We'll have to scout him up for sure. He might be the first one I scout. That's what I look for right there when I want to try and find a generational player. Doesn't mean he is. He could scout and be terrible, but that's the first guy I found that I definitely want to scout as a hitter. Sean Clemens at first base has a 99 on durability, so that'll knock things down. Not going to be generational there. Doesn't mean he's not usable, though. Mariano Velasquez, another 18-year-old first baseman, no 99s there, so that's a possibility, but his numbers aren't flat. See, he's got some 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. He's not flat. He'll probably be a good hitter. He's just not going to be a generational guy. Gilberto Tapia, he is flat across the board, no green on his present ratings. And look at that. Look at his fielding. Has fielding ability, and it does not have his reaction. It's got blocking and pop time. This guy's a first baseman, but he's got catching as a secondary. If you see blocking and pop time and you don't see catcher as their primary and secondary is unknown, just know he's going to have catcher as a secondary, and he could be generational as well. I don't like the clutch and vision being in the high 50s, low 60s. Definitely want to scout him up, though. Could be a possibility there. I don't like his arm strength as a catcher, so he'd definitely be a first baseman. Dylan Lyon, another starting pitcher. He looks really good. He's a lefty, though. I got so many left-handed pitchers. I don't want a left-handed pitcher, but I'm not going to pass up a guy that has that kind of stamina and clutch. Just have to get him scouted. He's central, so he will get scouted at some point when we do the regions. Casilla, great strikeouts against righties, great stamina. He's got really good pitch mix there. So, see, he almost could be a generational type pitcher, but I'm not sure. It's harder to tell those, so we'll just get him scouted up. Here's another one. And he looks pretty consistent across the board. Not bad for Robbie Keane. And then we're getting out of guys that we could possibly take with our first overall pick. There's another first baseman. It's not generational, though, with that power. There's another 18-year-old, but now we're looking into the 30s, and he looks like a relief pitcher. So go by pitcher. I'm going to go through, and I do this in every class. I will go through and add up the number of pitchers in each region, East, West, Central, International, to try and give me a better idea which one has more of each, so that I know which regions I want to scout, and then we'll come back for the individuals that aren't in those regions. We'll take a look at that. See a lot of International and Central right now. Relief pitchers we don't scout up. We'll just kind of take a guess at them if we get in the spot in the draft. Got a lot of 65 to 99 guys here, though. And we still don't scout them. Closers. This guy's 21 years old. Looks great. He's okay. He looks great. He looks pretty good, too. Another one. So we got a lot of options here on closers if we get stuck in the second round. Catcher. This guy's older. Great numbers. No 99s, so that's good. But he has a tight split, and he's older. Same thing with this guy. These guys look good, but I don't think they're going to be very high on their potential. They'll probably come in somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s. Just depends on when they're scouted. Here's our first 65 to 99. He's ranked 38, though, so he's not even really a first-round pick. Really good defense. Hitting is low. It's going to start in the 40s at best. So, yeah, we could take a look at him. I'm going to go through and look at each individual position and figure out which guys I want to scout up for sure, which guys, there's no left fielders in the top 20, only one center fielder. There's only 2 outfielders in the top 20. Wow. So that's what the class looks like. I'm going to go through, count up the pitchers, especially figure out which ones I want to scout, what region I want to scout. And I already know there's a couple of hitters I want to scout right away. And I'll be right back after I get those numbers counted up, and I'll show you who we're going to do for this first week. All right, first guy we're going to take a look at is this Sean Urban guy. Looks very generational there, so we'll get him knocked out right away. Probably take us 3 weeks to figure that out. And we're going to discover new pitchers international because we're scouting international pitchers. And there's only 14 weeks, so I'm leaning towards scouting. I know Fiend does this different, but I'm going to scout international right away. We're going to do that for like 5 weeks. The second region that has the most, we're going to scout that for 5 weeks. It gives us 4 weeks to come back and look at individual pitchers, whether it's closers, whether it's starting pitchers that are at the top of the draft that are not in the 2 regions. So we'll get that done, and I'll show you the progress as we move through this season. Already got starting pitcher, shortstop, third base as our positions of interest. That gives us extra interest on the third baseman that we're scouting, and shortstop is a position of need for us right now. All right, I'm going to take you on a little behind-the-scenes look at how I prepare for drafts. the very first week that we can look at prospects, I'll record me going through them, just, casually looking at all the players and seeing what's out there. And once I'm done doing that, I stop recording. I stop progressing in the season. I sit down for about 2 hours and I put this spreadsheet together. I go through every single player that's in the draft class, every single position, write down all the guys that I'm interested in, might have any interest in. It's all the guys that have an MLB rank that's not NR, unless I see some guys like this, 65 to 99, not ranked by MLB, not ranked by my team. I'll throw those guys on there because they could be guys that we could snag at the end of the draft. They're not scouted by us. We don't know what their ratings are, but we have an educated guess that they could be good, at least have a high potential. So I put everybody in there. Anybody that has 99 potential as their max potential, I make sure I put them in red so I don't forget them. I can't always find them. I can see how many there are at each position. Those are the guys that could be a lottery ticket. You don't know. So I'll do that. And then I take the gap. So his max potential is 91. His max overall is 82. Difference in that is 9. His is 99 and 71. Max, the gap there is 28. So I go through, and Fiend has a great video. He explains this, but he only scouts players that have a 15-point or higher gap. So anybody that's below 15 is going to be in this rosy red color. I'm not interested in them. Anybody between 20 and 30 is going to be optimal. That's why they get the brighter green. Anybody between 15 and 35 gets this lighter green, and I've actually put guys that are over 35 because we know they could be a very high potential with a low overall. They're still worthwhile in franchise. You can use those to trade for other players. So I mark them in green. Doesn't mean I scout them up, but it means there's a good chance that we could have a high potential but a low overall. And the guys with 0 you don't want because their potential and their overall are going to be exactly the same as soon as they come out of the draft. So, and in fact, there's a guy right here, Shepard. He's -3. His potential 77. His max overall is 80. So we already know his overall is going to be 3 higher than his potential right after the draft. Okay? So that's what that is. You know which guys to not mess with. This is this draft class right here. I went through and wrote down every single player at every single position and what their potential overall, what their MLB rank is, which is what our rank's going to be before they're scouted. So none of these guys are scouted. This just gives me an idea of which, especially on the pitchers, which region I want to scout. So we have the #1 pick overall. So I want to scout all of the guys that are at the very high end of this draft. So we have all these international pitchers. Well, that tells me right there I want to scout that region. In fact, we can go all the way down to about here because I think our next pick is 41. So we're going to get 6 international pitchers pretty well scouted up as possibilities for our first pick. And then Central is the next most. You can see East and West are very low. So probably going to hit Central as well. And we can get all of these pitchers through here, except for Sohn and Frederick and Gonzalez, and then Hewitt and Carpenter at top. We can get all these guys scouted up to probably over halfway and get a good idea which guys then we want to finish off. Okay? That's why it's important to know how many pitchers you have at each region. All right? Then, as I go through, I say, okay, we got 4 guys at first base that could be 99 potential. All right, what's their gaps? All right, 3 guys are in the ideal range, which is the 20 to 30. And this guy is on the border. So when we look at those guys, then we want to go in and look at each individual player and do they have any 99s as a max rating at anything? Their contact, their speed, their durability, any of that stuff. Anything that ends in a 99, we know they're not going to be 99, so they're going to drop. So I automatically just take 10 points off their max. And are they still worthwhile? 10 points off. So maybe they have 99 steal as their max, but their contact is in the 40s. So if you take 10 off, all of a sudden their contact is in the 30s. Is that guy still worthwhile taking? Do you still want to consider taking him? If not, then they go off the list. And I go down each one and look at that, and then I'll make a shorter list. I'll actually show you a shorter list here in a minute that I use before I go do that. So that's how I clear out the clutter within each position. Okay? And they're all international, central, east, west. They're all color-coded, so I know what region these guys are coming from. It also helps me know which regions maybe I want to go scout. Are there not enough players in a region? Let's go scout it. Or is there a lot of players? Maybe there's even more, and we'll go scout that region. So that's what I do initially. Put every single player that's in the draft that I have any inkling on, anybody that's ranked MLB 200 or lower, and then find some NR guys that I might have an idea on that they could be a high potential with low overall, and throw them on the board. Okay, so once we get all this done, we need to get rid of all the clutter because it's just a huge spreadsheet with a whole bunch of crap. This is uncluttered, so I'll go through, remove all the red gap guys, and we just have the green. We have the darker green for ideal and a lighter green for acceptable. So now we have, there's only 4 catchers even worth looking at. Here's all the first basemen worth looking at. Second baseman, all the way through. And you can see there's a lot of 65 to 99 potential guys. We can't get all of these guys scouted. So that's why I go through and look for the 99s. If there's a 99 listed on their future or even present, especially on their present, whatever their present ratings are, if there's a 99, I know they're not going to be 99, so I'll come back in and say it's this guy. Then I'll just come in and we'll color him yellow and say, okay, I'm not interested in him. So after I do all of that, then we know there's like, all right, maybe I have these 2 guys and this guy, and let's say this guy, a couple of shortstops, and anybody that's in the top 10 that we could possibly take, especially since we have the first pick. Definitely want to look at them. Maybe we want to look at third base and see if there's any of those. I want to make sure I go through them, give them a glance over with the eye, and we also are looking for generational players. So if you have a generational player, all their ratings are going to be flat. They're not going to have any 99s. And if we find them, then we're definitely going to scout them first. So you got to go through each. So we eliminate all the things that we are not interested in to find the ones we are interested in, and then you start combing through and figuring out who you want to look at, who you want to scout up. Pitchers you can scout as a region, so you can see all the yellow and the pink in here. There's a lot more central international than there are the other ones, so we're going to get all those guys scouted up just by the scouting by region. So that's what we do. That's how to cut it down to a manageable list, and even this is too much because you only have 14 weeks. We're not going to get 14 hitters scouted because it takes them generally 2 to 3 weeks to get scouted, especially the 18-year-olds. But this at least give you a better idea of which guys you should actually spend time on. I know it's a lot of work. You don't need to do this. I'll do it for you, but this is what I do to prepare, just to cut down the sheer number of players that we need to possibly look at in the draft. And, the pitchers, I just use it for regions, so I know which region to go with. Hitters, I'll use it to figure out, all right, what do I need? Do I need outfield? There's a bunch of outfielders here. Do I need a shortstop? Do I need a third baseman? What do I need? What do we have? And if you discover players, then you can add them to the spreadsheet. I usually throw them down here at the bottom and figure it out from there. So anyway, 10 minutes of explaining, but I figured you guys would find it interesting, some of you at least, how I go through and whittle down such a huge board of players before the draft. And that way, when I get into the draft, I'm not panicking. I have this list. I can just go through and say, okay, which guys, and this will change once I scout them. I'll actually get a new San Diego rank here based on what our scouts say. So, this guy might come in as 12 on my list. He might come in as, 18. He might switch. So I'll have to update the spreadsheet once I get the guys scouted. Some guys aren't going to be fully scouted, so we're just going to have to guess at that point. But this is what I use, and hopefully, guys, you will understand now why we get such good draft classes, because Fiend Franchise gives us a cheat sheet on who to actually scout, what ranges you want to look for, and they don't always scout out to be excellent players. Sometimes they're overrated, but at least you have a better idea which guys to go after. And our first round pick, Pete Ingram, made his pro debut here against the Rough Riders. I did not get it on camera, trying to get through this month and next month, so I can't show everything in the first episode. We'll get him on camera, but he gets his first professional start right here. We get the win as 3 solo homers in the game. And Pete Ingram, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. So good debut for him at the AA level. And here we go. After 2 weeks of scouting, Sean Urban has jumped from number 12 up to number 1. His potential only dropped down to 95. And I think this guy is most definitely going to be a generational player. or at least a 99 potential player. We're going to scout him up for at least one more week, see if that potential jumps from 95 to 99. We might have our first overall pick right there. We have a bunch of other guys to scout still. I think there's a possibility of another generational guy, so we'll get him scouted too. But Sean Urban has all the earmarks of a great player for us to take at first overall. And there it is. After one more week of scouting, he comes in at 84 to 99 potential, 63 to 78 overall. That is our guy. Look, even his fielding went up into the yellow. His power went back up to the original 70. So this is a leader in the clubhouse when it comes to our first overall pick. Like I said, we have a few more guys that we need to look at. And he also comes in with secondaries of first and second. So he can play first, second, and third. So not bad at all. And the next guy we're going to scout is going to be this first baseman, Gilberto Tapia. He's the one that has catcher as a secondary, even though it says unknown. We can tell by the pop time and the blocking ratings there that he is secondary as a catcher. So we're going to see if he's generational as well or not. But man, if we have two guys to choose from, that's going to make it tough. But we got to scout him. He could come in and be a bust, and I'm excited for no reason. But this is he looks like he could be another generational player. And after 1 week of scouting, Gilberto Tapia did the same thing that Urban did, dropped down 5 overall, and he held pretty much his ratings. Looks really good there. And he got a secondary of catcher, which we knew, plus left field. If we take him, I'd probably get rid of his secondary at catcher and just go first base, left field. But there we go. Get him scouted up for another week or two and see if he comes in with 99 potential at the top end as well. And we had two of these guys to choose from at the top. It's going to be very interesting, but I have to wait and see if Tapia holds that rating. It looks pretty good after 1 week. And I have simmed my way through the month of April. We will get some more gameplay action here in the month of May before we wrap up this episode, but I need to get through some weeks in the schedule, get some scouting done. That's the most important thing right now. On the Major League side, Padres are 12-21, 7.5 games back, tied for last place with the Rockies in the National League West. Take a look at the wild card standings. And the Cardinals have the worst record in the National League. So 364 is our winning percentage. And that would make us the fourth worst team in baseball because the Angels come in. So we're better than the Twins. So fourth worst right now. Not surprising. Check our stats real quick. Jackson Merrill leads the team, 37 hits, 18 runs scored, 7 home runs, 21 RBI, 7 steals, hitting .319. Ryan Jackson, limited action, hitting .391. There we go. Bill Patrick. Might have to give our bench guys a little more play here. Xavier Isaac only has 2 home runs. Let's go up this way. Max Anderson, second on the team with 6 home runs, but he's only hitting .209, 260 on base. Blaze Jordan's got 5 home runs, but he's only hitting .228 with a .277 on base. Long is a disappointing .206. Austin Hendrick, 183. We just, outside of Jackson Merrill, nobody on this team is hitting right now. Seaver King, 192. So Ryan Jackson probably going to need to have some time starting at shortstop. Vukovic is struggling. And we might have to figure something out on this lineup. On the pitching side, Alec Marsh, 2-1 with a .272 ERA, 103 WHIP. Good start to the season there. Chris Matt, 3-1 with a .295. Velasquez, 3-4 with a .594. So he's a rough return to San Diego. Mazzucato, 0-1 with a .502. More walks than strikeouts. Riley Fry's having a rough one. So these two guys are struggling. They might need some time back down in the minor leagues. On the bullpen side, Pedro Avila, 6 ERA, 233 WHIP. Sugar, 764. Our bullpen is brutal on those two guys especially. In the closing side, Rodriguez is doing okay. Then in AAA, Chihuahuas are 16-17, 3 games back. Jose Miranda leads the team with 47 hits, 11 home runs, 34 RBI, hitting .351. What can he play? First and third. Okay. Kai Roberts has 6 home runs. Ethan Salas, 5 home runs, 13 RBI, hitting .297. It's getting close. We may need to get him up to the major leagues before long. He's up to a 79 right now. Alvarez hitting 284. And anybody else doing well? Really? Starting pitching side, Miguel Mendez, 5-0 with a 182 ERA. Cash Mayfield, 3-1 with a 182 ERA. Cruz Schoolcraft, 0-3. Had 2 starts that he got kind of screwed out of wins. 32 strikeouts, 32 innings, 362 ERA, 148 whip. And he has not gone up at all, so that's fine. We will just keep him down in AAA. These 2 guys right here, Mayfield's gone up 2. Mendez has gone up 1. Might need to bring one or both of those guys up for the bottom of our rotation. Lizarraga is doing well. Jackson Ferris is the only one really struggling. Bullpen side, Edgar Villa. He's just a undrafted guy I picked up to help fill in the bullpen. He's pitching great. Bradley Rodriguez, 16 walks in 18 innings. This guy is just not going to be anything good. Borthwick having a rough year here in AAA. Might need to send him down to AA. Rick Mock, another one. Undrafted C potential guy. He may end up working his way into our bullpen at some point. He keeps pitching like that. And Cox, 11 saves, 16 strikeouts, 17 innings. And down in AA, the Missions are 19-8, first place in the Texas League South Division. Romeo Sanabria, look at that. Can he play outfield? No, just plays first base. 33 hits, 20 runs scored, 7 home runs, 17 RBIs, hitting .333. And he's up a couple of points on his overall. Jacob Reimer hitting .337. That's good. Can he play outfield? Nope. Marcos Castanyan hitting .341. Shannon Valdez hitting .267. Only 1 home run, but he has 8 stolen bases. On base of .364. Just have to realize he's going to be an on-base machine and not a power bat. There's nothing wrong with that. Have that at second base or have it at DH and bat him high in the order once he gets high enough that he can be considered on our Major League roster. Pitching side, Jason James. He's the guy we took in our last pick. He's a C potential player, but I thought his rings were better than some of the other guys. He's up to a 70 overall on the, not a DL, it's just out 1 to 6 days, but 6 walks and 43 innings, 0.63 ERA, 0.60 whip. Man, he keeps progressing like that. We may need him up at the Major League level. Jackson Wolf, Josh Worth, our first round pick. Not bad at all. Richie Capps, Pete Ingram. I'm sorry, Worth was our second pick. Ingram was our first pick. 3.90 ERA. Bullpen side. These 2 guys here don't have the greatest stamina. His is 65 and his is 57. Beatty could actually get moved into the rotation at some point. Nice start there by Jagger Haynes. It's 3 saves. And Tovar, closer we took. Good start for him already. 2.89 ERA, 0.75 whip with 8 saves. And we didn't get to see Pete Ingram's first professional start. He's got almost 30 innings under his belt now. So now we're going to go down here and check him out as he takes on the Arkansas Travelers. And we're just going to play our luck on him. Not too worried about all the hitters. And we'll just see how Shannon Valdez does when we get to the box score. Here we are, nice bright sunshiny day here in Arkansas. You can see our San Antonio Missions are 20-8 to start the season. Great hot start for them. And we will go down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first, so pick it up. First batter in the bottom half. Strike right down the middle. There we go. Ingram being right-handed is going to be on the fast track up to the majors. We have so many lefties in the organization. I need some of these righties we just drafted to do really well. First ball there, so 1-1 count to Henriquez. And the 1-1 pitch. Swing on a miss. There we go. Got him down 1-2, looking for a first punch out of the game. And the 1-2 pitch is fly ball in the right field, and that'll be caught for the first out. There we go, 1 up, 1 down. That'll bring in Victor Labrada. First pitch to him is low for a ball. He's got good numbers there. Light on the power, though. Here's Ingram. It's not going to show me right away. So we got his 5-pitch mix. 4-seamer, changeup, sinker, 2-seamer, slider. I forgot to get rid of the sinker. Need to get rid of one of those. Yeah, 4 fastballs. So I'll need to change maybe one of them into a splitter. But that's his pitch mix there and his pitch ratings. Count goes even at 2. We get a punch out here. Here's the pitch. And that's ground ball third. Grab there. Throw to first. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring in Orlando Martinez. First pitch to him is a strike right there at the knees. And pitch number 11 of the inning from Ingram is swung on and missed, so he's down 0-2. Come on, can we get that first punch out on camera? Here's a pitch, and he got him. There we go, strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Good start for Ingram and the Missions. Hey, Verdugo, 3-run shot, gets us on the board early. All right, offense got him off to a quick 3-0 lead. See what he can do here in the second. Tapper foul there by Miguel Trujillo. And the 0-1 pitch from Ingram is a strike in the inside corner. Got him set up for a punch out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, just missed. All right, reset, 1-2 count. And the pitch is swung and a miss. There we go, back-to-back Ks. First 4 batters retired. That'll bring in Nick LaRosso. I can't speak today. It's early in the morning, guys. Sometimes it's best for me to record early first thing in the morning, and I'm having trouble using my speaking. Like my tongue in my mouth doesn't want to work. All right, here's the 1-0 pitch from Ingram. Outside for a ball. And the 2-0 pitch to LaRusso is low, ball 3. So he's in danger of giving up his first base runner. And a 3-0 pitch is a strike. Ooh. All right, 3-1 count. Can he claw his way all the way back? Here's a pitch, inside for ball 4, so they get their first base runner of the game. Gonna bring in Nate Furman. 1 on, 1 out. See if we can get a double play here. Pitch is low. There's Furman's numbers, nothing special. Now it goes even at 2. And the pitch from Ingram. Oh, and it hit him. Wow, got away from him. Now they're going to have 2 men on and 1 out. That'll bring in Luis Suizbel. First pitch to him is a strike there at the letters. There's his year numbers. Got him an 0-2 count. We'll take a strikeout, but double play would be great to save his pitch count. Here's the pitch. And as I smash the second, flip the second for 1, relay to first. And there we go. 4-6-3 double play gets us out of that jam and still up 3-0 as we go to the third. Axel Sanchez going to lead things off for Arkansas here in the bottom of the third inning. We loaded the bases in the top half, couldn't get a run in. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Ingram, and it's a foul off to the right. Count goes even at 2 on Sanchez. Here's the pitch from Pete, and Chasen struck him out. There we go. Bad pitch, gets a great result. That'll bring in Anthony D'Onofrio. I can speak. I'm really having trouble this morning. Here's the first pitch to Anthony, and it's low for a ball. And D'Onofrio behind an account 1-2. Ingram's got him set up for another strikeout. Here's the pitch. It's a high fly ball into right field. That's going to be caught. That'll be the second out here in the third inning. Take us back to the top of the order. Jonathan Henriquez. First pitch is a strike at the letters. He flied out his first time. Ingram has high stamina, which is going to be great. He's not going to be one of those 5 innings and dive pitchers at the major league level, so he should be able to last deeper in these AA games. Here's a 1-2 pitch, a ripped foul. 2-2 count on Henriquez now. Here's the pitch, and a little check swing, grounder to third, throw to first, and there we go. 1-2-3 inning. Arkansas still looking for their first hit. All right, bottom of the fourth. Victor Labrada stepping in. San Antonio put a couple guys on, couldn't get him in. And there's a bunt, and that's going to go foul for strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch on the way is a strike at the knees. I like seeing Ingram ahead in all these counts. He's only had a couple of batters that he was really behind. And a swing and a miss, throw down, and another strikeout for Ingram. Like I said, he's pitching ahead in almost every count. Orlando Martinez steps in. Here's the first pitch to him, and that's going to be low for a ball. So he struck out his first time. Martinez ahead in the count 2-1. And the pitch. And it's going to be a pop fly into center field. Shy of the track. That'll be caught for the second out. There we go. Brings in Miguel Trujillo. And the first pitch to him is inside for a ball. He struck out his first time. Ingram's got 4 Ks on the day. Count goes even at 2. And the pitch from Ingram is swung on and missed, and he strikes him out 5 Ks on the day for our first round pick. We're up 3-0 after 4. And Verdugo comes through again. Drives in 2 more with an RBI single with the bases loaded. A double by Murphy makes it 7-0. Single makes it 8-0. Valdez doubles. It's 9-0. He batted around this inning. Well, the offense showed up today for Pete. 9 runs, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch to LaRusso. Inside. He's the first man to reach base. Back in the 2nd inning with that walk. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Pete. And fouls that. No, it's a fly ball into right field. That'll easily be caught. And there we go. 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th. I'll bring in Nate Furman. Long look by Ingram. Here we go. Here's the first pitch. That's fouled off to the right. Count even at 2 on Furman. Ingram looking for another punch out. There's a fly ball into center field. That'll be handled easily. And there's 2 outs now here in the 5th. Now I'll bring in Sweespel. First pitch to him is high for a ball. He grounded out. Hitless in the series so far. And the count goes to 2-0. Pitch from Ingram is a high fly ball into right field towards the line. And that's going to be caught. And there we go. Through 5. Again, Arkansas looking for their first hit. And we would not score in the top of the 6th. So bottom of the 6th, Axel Sanchez going to lead things off. Takes a strike. He struck out his first time. And the 0-1 pitch from Ingram is tapper foul. Sanchez in the 0-2 hole now. See if we can get a quick strikeout to start the inning. Here's the pitch. Oh, and it hits him. So his second hit by pitch of the day for Ingram. And I'll bring in D'Onofrio. See if we can get this double play here. Here's the first pitch. Strike at the letters. He flied out his first time. Count goes even at 2. Ingram looking for a strikeout or a double play. And he gets the strikeout. Nails the outside corner at the knees. I'm going to bring in Henriquez. Keep on saying Hernandez. It's Henriquez with 1 on and 1 out. Taps that foul. Double play here would be great. Finish off this inning. 0-1 pitch. There's a tapper to first. Throw to second for 1. Relay back to first. Ingram gets there. And there we go. 3-6-1 double play. We're through 6. Still goose eggs for Arkansas. Kai Murphy, 2-run shot. It is 11-0 Missions. And Ingram back out here for his 7th inning. Fixing Victor Labrada. First pitch is high for a ball. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a groundout. And the 1-1 pitch to Labrada is a line shot to center field. And it's caught knee high by the center fielder. There we go. First ball that had a chance to get through. And their first pitch is a ground ball. And that's going to get through for a base hit. So Orlando Martinez breaks up the no-hitter with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Great start on camera for Pete Ingram. See if we can get a double play here and get out of this inning. Strike 1 there on Trujillo. See, he's struck out twice tonight. And the count goes full. Don't want to walk him here. Here's a pitch, and swings a pitch inside and strikes out again. Now to bring in LaRusso. Chance to get out of this inning with only that 1 base hit. Swings through strike 1. Count even at 2 on LaRusso. Ingram with pitch number 94 on the day, and he gets another strikeout. There we go, and that should end his day as he goes 7 innings, only allowing 1 hit. Kai Murphy, a 3-run double. It's 14-0. A single by Castanyan makes it 15-0. Pete's done for the day, so we're going to the bullpen. And San Antonio continues their hot start with a dominating 17-0 win. Pete Ingram goes to 3-0, allowing only 1 hit over 7 innings as we win the first 2 games of this series. Check this box score. This should be fun. 3 hits for Castanyan, 2 for Valdez, 2 for Verdugo, 4 hits for Kai Murphy. Verdugo drives in 5. Murphy drives in 7. We also had 11 walks. My goodness. We hit 4 doubles, and we hit 3 homers. There's Ingram's day. 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Hit a couple of guys. Jagger Haynes inning and 2/3, gives up 3 hits but no runs. Fernando Sanchez finished it off. And on their side, wow, their pitching was not good today. And we got a situation here where Jackson Merrill up in the bottom of the 9th. We're down 5-0, but he has a 16-game hitting streak on the line. Let's see if Merrill can come through and get that hit off Zach Maxwell. And the first pitch of the AB is inside for a ball. Here's Merrill's stats on the season, hitting .325, 7 home runs, 21 RBI, .990 OPS. 7 home runs sounds like a lot. Shohei had 17 in April. Second pitch is outside for a ball. Merrill ahead in the count, 2-1. Nobody on, 2 out here in the 9th. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Don't want to walk. We need to get a base hit. Vukovic struggling on deck. And a 3-1 pitch from Maxwell. The high fly ball into right center field, and that ball is gone. There we go. Jackson Merrill gets our first run of the day, his 8th home run of the season, extends that hitting streak to 17 games. There we go, Jackson Merrill. Here's the replay. Need the tracer on a cloudy day like today. There we go. I mentioned Shohei Ohtani. He had 17 home runs. He's not the only one. You go over to the American League. Roman Anthony had 17. Yordan Alvarez has 14. Vinny Pasquantino has 16. These home runs are off the charts right now. And I was considering bringing up Ethan Salas because our catching spot has been so poor at the major league level, but there's no way he's going to win a rookie of the year when Luke Adams has 10 home runs already and Caden Sorrell's hitting .327. So we're going to keep Salas down. The team on the major league side isn't going to do anything anyway, so we might as well not waste a shot at a rookie of the year when these guys are off to such a hot start. And a quick scouting update. Gilberto Tapia dropped, so he's down to potential 72-88. Overall, 53-69. So he may not be generational like I thought. We'll scout him up 100% and get a look there. But that clarifies things in the draft. That would be helpful. And after one more week, Tapia jumps all the way back up to number 3. So, wow. He went down way farther than normal, jumps all the way back up. And good power there. We may have to scout him one more week. If you don't know, sometimes when you get him to 100, you got to get him through one more week beyond that. Thank you to Fiend Franchise for that little nugget. So let's leave him on for one more week and see if he jumps even higher or if he stays the same. We also found 3 infielders. Got a shortstop, third base, second base, and the third baseman, Garcia, looks like the best of the 3. 76-99, 44-67. He has a chance to be one of those semi-generational type guys. Really good hitting, decent fielding, and just not a ton of power. Good power against lefties. So I need to add him to our board. Somebody we could definitely scout for late in the draft. And we'll keep continuing to discover infield east, and we've already moved over to starting pitchers centrals on the pitching side. And we have reached May 20th. We are 18-32. Just beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3 at home. Split the first 2 of a 4-game series with the Giants. And Jacob Gonzalez just came back off the DL, so I need to make a roster decision there. Move him, put him as the starting shortstop. And we're going to get a couple of games here before we wrap up the month. We're going to go this game right here against the Giants, and the very next day at the Dodgers. We will player lock probably with Jackson Merrill just for both games because he's the only guy at the major league level really worth paying attention to at this point. So we'll get a couple of games in the division, 1 at home, 1 away, and sim through the rest of the month and give you a scouting update probably on this date before we wrap things up. And oh wow, that extra week of scouting on Tapia, he comes in at number 1, looking like he's going to be generational. He could be an 81 overall. Wow. His ratings really shot up. So now we have a choice between Tapia with those numbers and get to third base, Sean Urban with those numbers. So, all right, don't have this problem usually. So now we have, looks like 2 generational players to pick from, and we're going to have to dig into those numbers and figure that out before the draft. We have plenty of time, but wow, I was happy to get one, and now we have two guys to choose from. So, okay, change this to Central, and we'll find somebody else to. I'm going to go scout that non-rated third baseman that just showed up, William Garcia, right here. Get him scouted up. All right, it's time for our last two player locks of the episode. Jackson Merrill at home against the Giants and Luis Severino, and then on the road at the Dodgers against Justin Robleski. So let's hop in right now. Actually, you know what? Let's do Merrill here, and we'll do it against Yamamoto for the last game of that series. Changed my mind on the fly. All right, game one. There we go. Nice sunny day here on a Sunday. See, we are 13 games under 500. Say 3 games. 13 games under 500. Check our farm report. Shannon Valdez hitting 279, 4 home runs. Ethan Salas, 285, 6 home runs. Alvarez, 298 with 7. There we go. Schoolcraft down to 249 ERA with 45 strikeouts. Tovar doing great. Down in Double-A closing. Saw Pete Ingram's great start. Got a lot of good guys doing good things down here in the minor leagues. Austin Hendricks, solo shot in the bottom of the first, gets the scoring started early. Now Jackson Merrill coming up. 1 on, nobody out, already up 1-0. All right, Jackson, you're going to have to carry this team until you get some help from the minor leagues. Maybe later this year, early next. Jackson ahead in the count, 2-1. See if we can get a big bottom of the first inning today. Here's a line shot into center field. That's going to drop for another base hit. Throw comes back in to hold that runner to second base. But there we go. First 3 runners reach here in the first inning. And double play would end the inning, so we only get 1. And pick it up bottom of the third. Still 1-0. Nobody on. 2 out. Jackson Merrill coming to the plate. All right, Jackson. See if we can get a 2-out rally started here. First pitch. Fouled back. He's 2 for 5 with a double in this series. Game didn't show it, but here's his season stats. He's already got 6 triples, 11 home runs, 29 ribs, hitting .305 with a .610 slug. And the 0-1 pitch is on the way. Ripped, foul, just missed down the right field line. Merrill behind in the count, 1-2. Severino trying to get a quick 1-2-3 inning. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses and strikes out on a low fastball, and we don't score in that inning. Willie Adames ties it with a 2-out double here in the 5th. Casey Schmidt solo shot. It's 2-1 Giants. And pick it up here, bottom of the 6th, down 2-1 still. Nobody on, 2 out. Jackson Merrill trying to get a 2-out rally started. All right, Merrill with a single and a strikeout today. First pitch is outside for a ball. There it goes. There it finally shows his season stats. OPS over 1,000. And the 0-1 pitch is on the way. And that's a line drive. Base hit over short. That's going to get down. And it's going to go just to the edge of the wall. Throw comes back in. Merrill is going to be in with a double. There we go. 2-out extra base hit. Jackson Merrill, double number 10. See the replay, just lifts that over the shortstop's head, and it just rolls. Didn't get quite to the wall. Center fielder stopped it, but he almost misplayed it. Now Xavier Isaac, can he get a 2-out hit here to tie the game? Yes, he does. Blaze Jordan, 2-run shot. Now we're up 4-2 as we reclaim the lead. Austin Hendrick with a triple after a 2-out double by Fernandez. We're up 5-2. So Jackson Merrill up one more time here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Up 5-2, looking for more insurance runs. He's going to have to face a new pitcher, Tristan Beck. All right, Merrill 2 for 3. Single, a double, and a strikeout. First pitch is a strike. Man, we got to get help for him quick. Merrill behind in the count, 1-2. Here's a pitch from Beck. And it's a line shot into right field, and that will be caught for the first out. Got how many outs there were. Blaze Jordan, a solo shot with 2 outs, his second home run of the day. It's 6-2 Padres. A solo shot by Gonzalez as he comes back off the DL. Has 2 hits in this game. We're up 7-2. And the Padres get the win as they knock off division rival San Francisco 7-2. Vasquez gets his 5th win. Severino lost, and we win the series 3-1. Look at this box score. Gave up 7 hits, 2 walks, a home run by Casey Schmidt. Got to everybody but Jason Foley. Our side, 2 hits for Hendrick, 2 for Merrill, 2 for Jordan, 2 for Gonzalez, only 1 walk. We had 3 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs. Vasquez, 2 runs over 6 innings. Bullpen only allows 1 hit in the last 3 innings. Great all-around performance by the team. And yeah, that's we won 5 out of 7 games on that homestand. Now we get our last player lock, last gameplay action of the episode. We lost the first 2 games at LA, so trying to get a win here. So we end up splitting that 6-game stretch right there against the Dodgers. Frank Mazzucato against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Let's hop in and see if Jackson Merrill can continue his hot ways at the plate. And we get our first game action, bright sunshiny day here at LA. Look at the Dodgers. They're a game under 500. Wow. Dodgers looking for a sweep. Hendrick, 378 over his last 10 games, including an 11-game hitting streak. Pitchers, the last 4 games have been doing really well. And pick it up here, top of the first, nobody on, 2 out. Jackson Merrill's first at-bat against Yamamoto. And it looks like the Dodgers are wearing their City Connects. Here's the first pitch. And this camera feels like it's way, way, way far away. See Merrill's numbers there on the season. This is a really far away camera. Pitcher looks like miniature out there. I know Yamamoto's not that tall, but my goodness. Foul back for 1-1 count on Merrill. And the count goes full on Jackson Merrill. Trying to get a 2-out rally started here in the first. Here's the pitch. And he swings through the off-speed pitch and strikes out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Yamamoto and the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani gets the scoring started with a 2-out solo shot here in the bottom of the third. Max Anderson responds with a solo shot to lead off the fourth. So 1-1 tie. Jackson Merrill up for his second time in the game. Jackson Merrill stepping in here now. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 2 for 6 in the series. Remind me to never play the Dodgers in a franchise because this center field camera is terrible. Pitch is low for a ball. Merrill ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into right center field. Tucker racing over. He's going to settle, and he'll have that for the first out here in the 4th inning. And pick it up here, top of the 6th. Nobody on, 2 out. Jackson Merrill trying to get something going in this 1-1 tie. All right, first pitch of the AB from Yamamoto. A high fly ball to left center field, and that one is not coming back. Jackson Merrill, Apo Taco, gives us a 2-1 lead. We need to show more of him because every time he's on camera, he does something great. 12th home run of the season. My goodness, give this man some help in the lineup. Look at this replay. Just drives that first pitch, outer half, and everybody knew it was gone. And Blaze Jordan makes it 3-1. Isaac with a walk, Jordan with an RBI double. Ohtani, his second solo homer of the day, cuts it back down to a 3-2 lead, and we're going to the pen. And Kyle Tucker with an RBI single. Toro led off the inning with a single. Double by Fortis, but Toro was thrown out the plate. Tucker ties it with a single. Steals second. Now we pick it up top of the 8th. 3-3 tie. Nick Sandlin on the mound. Let's see if he's going to stay in for this AB or not. Jackson Merrill. See if he can hit another big fly. And Edwin Diaz on the mound now for the Dodgers here in the 8th inning. First pitch is outside. See Jackson 1 for 3 with that home run. Merrill ahead in the count 2-1. So did the pitching change when I went to watch this AB. It's outside for ball 3. Isaac on deck. And the count runs full on Jackson Merrill. Here's the pitch from Diaz. And oh, that was high for a ball, and they rang him up for strike 3. Do not agree at all. And Nick Fortis with a solo shot walks this game off. My goodness. Take a look at this box score. 2 hits for Kilpatrick, 2 hits for Jake Fox, who came in for Jonathan Long. I didn't see what happened on the play, but he got injured somehow. And we had 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, a couple of doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. Mazzucato, not bad, 2 runs over 5 innings, but Brito and Phillips each give up a run. Their side, 3 hits for Ohtani, 2 of those were home runs. A couple of hits for France, Toro, and Fortis with a walk-off home run. Yamamoto, 3 runs over 5 1/3, and their bullpen shut us out the rest of the way. And right after the game, we got this notification. Jonathan Long separated his shoulder. He's out 2 to 3 months. That's a big blow to our team. Now we got to find somebody else for the lineup. We can move Blaze Jordan to play third, but now we got to find another bat for the middle of our lineup. And I'm just going to bring Ryan Jackson back up. He can play second, short, third, and left field, and we'll just adjust our lineup accordingly. And we're going to have Seaver King come in and play third base against righties. And we'll have AJ Vukovic play third base against lefties, and we'll leave Blaze Jordan at DH. And we had another big injury as I was simming, and I blew right through the notification. Alec Marsh got hit in the head with a line drive, and he is out for the season. That is a shame. He was our best starting pitcher at the major league level, 5-2 with a 2.28 ERA, only 44 hits in 67 innings, and his season is done. So now we got to go back down to the minor leagues and bring somebody up to replace him. And we have a tough choice here between Cash Mayfield and Miguel Mendez. Mendez would be logical because he's a right-handed pitcher, but look at their ratings. They're very close. His hits per nine are 52, 57, controls 52. Mayfield 55, 59, control 54. So, and you can see their season: 2.15 ERA, 107 WHIP, 60 strikeouts, 58 innings. Mendez 2.21 ERA, 128 WHIP, 53 strikeouts, 57 innings. I think I'm going to go with Mayfield first, let him get his major league debut, and if he struggles at all, we'll go with Mendez. In fact, if some of the guys at the bottom of the rotation don't straighten up, we may bring up Mendez anyway, because Mazzucato's ERA is just under 6. Harris has gotten better, but Riley Fry's ERA is just under 6, so it may not be long before Mendez comes up anyway. But we're going to bring up Cash Mayfield. He's already on the 40-man roster. Bring him up to the major leagues, and you will see his major league debut to start the next episode. And we just drafted this 18-year-old pitcher last summer, Jason James. Look at the season he's having: a 1.11 ERA, an 0.70 WHIP, and 72 innings. Guy is just crushing it. 40 hits and 11 walks in 72 innings. So he's going to go up to AAA and replace Mayfield. And one last look on the scouting side before we wrap up the episode. We found another third baseman, Rabin Tabarn, 66 to 99 potential, 27 to 60 on that side. Looks like he's going to be good speed, good glove, okay bat, and he's probably going to be one of those guys. Since his draft rank is 144, he's probably going to be one that comes in on a high potential, low overall. So we'll just add him to the list and keep track of him. Third baseman Garcia that we discovered previously. He's got 80 to 94 potential, 48 to 62 in his overall. We'll get him scouted up one more week. He jumps up to 49. He can also play first base, and he is 5'11". And we're going to stop things right here. Normally, I would go ahead and sim through the end of the month, but Cash Mayfield's going to be making his major league debut in this game on the 31st at home against Arizona. So we're going to save that to kick off the next episode. Don't want to push this episode way beyond 2 hours, so we'll save that. That'll be the very first thing you see. Hopefully we can avoid any more big injuries. We've had 3 of them at the major league level so far this season. A couple of big ones down in minors as well. And we just need guys to stay healthy. Only 22 and 38 on the season right now, but, you know, we're still dealing with a Rule 5 draft pick roster. Hopefully we can get a really good player at the top of this draft. We've already found 2 guys that are probably generational players. Now we have to make a decision on that. We haven't even looked at the pitchers yet, so we got to take a look at the pitchers and see where they stand. But it's been a jam-packed first episode. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you are, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I will reply to every comment. Share this episode out. And we'll be back soon with that debut for Cash Mayfield. Get more scouting done. Get into the draft next episode. That'll be the focal point beyond Cash Mayfield's MLB debut. And man, it's been a wild one already. So hopefully we'll have a better finish to the season than a start. So you guys take care and go Padres.